Greetings, Earth Explorers. Welcome to X Squared Radio, where the past meets the future. I'm your host, Brooks Agnew. In here, the results are always positive. We explore the mysteries of the universe and of the Earth. Whether you are driving across the country tonight or listening on the web while you're working on your favorite project, you are about to learn more about who we are, why we are here, and what we may become than you thought possible. We might go a little past your imagination, but have no fear. You will be safely traveling with us. Keep your arms inside the vehicle, recline your chair, and look out the window as we launch X Squared Radio. Oh, greetings, Earth Explorers. We're so glad you're here with us tonight. We're coming to you live from eastern Kentucky up against the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. AccuWindow forecast, 21 degrees outside, clear and cold. The solar wind is holding at 311.6 kilometers per second. 3 days past the blue moon. That's the second blue moon of 2009. Sunspot 1039 is waning and will disappear over the western limb of the sun on January 5th. This could be the beginning of the flare season we spoke about in Volume 2 of the Arc of Millions of Years. Some have speculated that the new solar maximum has begun and whether this will cause the Earth to resume warming. Do you think it's about time we seriously consider the alternatives for energy that will not contribute to greenhouse gases? Don't you think foresight is a little better than hindsight from an extinction event? China's Shenzhou 7 spacecraft is about to re-enter Earth's atmosphere, probably over a remote area of the Pacific Ocean. Nominal re-entry time is 4:05 Greenwich Mean Time. On January 4th, on September 25th, 2008, Shenzhou 7 carried 3 tachonauts into Earth orbit. The tachonauts parachuted to Earth on September 28th, 2008, in a descent capsule, leaving the Shenzhou 7 mothership in a decaying orbit. There were only 24 earthquakes around the world in the last 24 hours. 8 of these were above 5.0 in strength. We will keep you posted on how this trends out during the new year. As you know, we're probably going to see a lot more earthquakes and volcanoes and such in the coming months as we near 2012. So, we'll watch to see if the mailing addresses in the Philippines due to the new volcano change around. Some experts say that a major eruption is imminent. A bright comet discovered by NASA's Stereo A spacecraft is swinging by the sun today and apparently disintegrating. This kamikaze comet is probably a member of the Kreutz sungrazer family, named after a 19th century German astronomer who studied them in detail. Kreutz sun gazers are fragments from the breakup of a giant comet at least 2,000 years ago. Some of these fragments pass by the sun and disintegrate every day. Most are too small to see. Today's fragment is a big exception. You may still be able to see it tonight if you have clear, dark skies. Out here in eastern Kentucky and across most of the nation, if you have a clear, dark sky tonight, you're probably going to need a parka outside. The 5th of January at 6:11 p.m., you can look up from the eastern coast of the U.S. and see the International Space Station pass over. If you haven't seen it, it's because you never looked up. It's brighter than Jupiter. On the 5th of January. It comes over every 2 hours during some nights. For more information on when it will pass over your neighborhood, go to heavensabove.com. That's heavens-above.com. Also, heavy snow hit Beijing today, stranding thousands of passengers at the main airport and casting an unusual quiet over normally busy streets as people stayed out of the freezing weather. Forecasters say the coldest stretch of weather in years, if not decades, could be heading for North Carolina. While temperatures won't be falling to record lows, the National Weather Service says the duration of the cold weather is unusual. Highs could struggle to get above freezing for the next week in areas from Raleigh west. Those of you that live in that area notoriously have trouble with ice, as Interstate 40 is kind of the ice line between snow to the north and rain to the south. So if we do get somewhere around 34, 35 degree rain, you're probably going to see ice again. Russia's space chief said Wednesday his agency will consider sending a spacecraft to a large asteroid to knock it off its path and prevent a possible collision with Earth. Anatoly Permanov said the space agency will hold a meeting soon to assess a mission to Apophis, telling Golos Rossi Radio that it would invite NASA, the European Space Agency, the Chinese Space Agency, and others to join the project once it is finalized. When the 270-meter asteroid was first discovered in 2004, astronomers estimated the chances of it smashing into Earth in its first flyby in 2029 were as high as 1 in 37. Those are pretty good odds, people. Without mentioning NASA findings, Permanov said that he heard from a scientist that Apophis is getting closer and may hit the planet. I don't remember exactly, but it seems to me it could hit Earth by 2032, said Permanov. Some studies have suggested that the ability of oceans and plants to absorb carbon dioxide recently may have begun to decline, and that the airborne fraction of anthropogenic carbon dioxide emissions is therefore beginning to increase. To assess whether the airborne fraction is indeed increasing, Wolfgang Knorr of the Department of Earth Sciences at the University of Bristol reanalyzed available atmospheric carbon dioxide and emissions data since 1850 and considers the uncertainties in the data. In contradiction to some recent studies, he finds that the airborne fraction of carbon dioxide has not increased, either during the past 150 years or during the most recent 5 decades. Now, does this mean that Earth can keep up with anything mankind does? As the carbon increases slightly, the algae content increases with it? There's a certain amount of common sense to be applied here, folks. If we have an affordable long-term transportation solution that will eliminate the dark spots in our ecology like Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, Boston, then why would we continue to burn more expensive petroleum? The answer is we should stop burning petroleum for cars. Diesel can be grown from seeds and algae, but gasoline is the most inefficient and polluting fuel we have. There is no reason why we cannot introduce electric automobiles into our daily commuting. Don't forget to check out Sirius Energies Corporation for the most affordable solution, soon to be in production in 2010. We've got some interesting stuff to talk about tonight. James Gilliland's with us. Don't go away. We'll be back in 40 seconds with X Squared Radio.
The spice extends life. The spice expands consciousness. The spice is vital to space travel.
This is a 3-hour program, X Squared Radio. I'm your host, Brooks Agnew. We have some very interesting subjects to talk about tonight. The Earth seems to be humming with energy right now. Seems like, hold on one second here. We have some technical difficulties. No problem. Just a couple of beeps here. We'll be back on. Okay, we're good. Now,
I'm here.
All right. Our guest tonight is James Gilliland. Welcome, James, to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, this is great. You know, James comes on from time to time, and tonight